Hello friends, today we are going to study the next paragraph of NCERT, that is exchange of gases. In this paragraph we will study how the exchange of gases occur between blood and the tissue. So let's begin. As we all know that during breathing we inhale atmospheric oxygen and exhale the alveolar air. The air which we inhale contain mainly oxygen and the air which we exhale mainly contain carbon dioxide. So the oxygen, after passing through all the respiratory tract, reaches the alveolus, which is the primary site of exchange of gases. The important point to be noted is that all these gases diffusion occur by simple diffusion either at the level of alveolus or at the level of tissues. Oxygen diffuse into the blood and reach the left side of the heart through pulmonary vein, and then the heart pump this oxygenated blood into the systemic circulation and it reaches tissue which take up oxygen and release carbon dioxide, which is an end product of any metabolism. This deoxygenated blood reaches the right side of the heart via the systemic veins, and then the heart pump this deoxygenated blood into the lungs and through the pulmonary artery, where the unloading of carbon dioxide and the loading of oxygen occurs. There are various factors which affect the rate of diffusion. The first and the foremost is the pressure or concentration gradient. We have partial pressure of gases, which is defined as pressure contributed by the individual gas in a mixture of gases. So it is represented by writing P in front of the name of the oxygen or carbon dioxide in front of the gas. So it is written as PO2 and the PCO2. Any air always move from higher concentration gradient, means higher partial pressure, to a lower partial pressure. Like in atmosphere, we have partial pressure of oxygen is 159 millimeters of mercury, and that of carbon dioxide is zero point 0.3 mmHg. And in alveoli we have PO2 is 104 mmHg and PCO2 is 40 mmHg. So that is why oxygen will move inside because of a lower gradient inside the lung, and CO2 will move outside because of the lower pressure present in the atmospheric air. Then this oxygenated blood has PO2 of 95 and the PCO2 partial pressure is 40 mmHg. So and at the tissue level we have partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mmHg and that of carbon dioxide is 45 mmHg. So oxygen will be taken up by the tissues and CO2 will be released out of the tissues. This all is along the pressure gradient. As the oxygen is taken up, now the blood becomes deoxygenated, that is, it is deprived of oxygen. The partial pressure at the tissue level and in the deoxygenated blood of both the gases is similar. Okay, then this blood reaches again to the alveolus, that is, then the same process will be repeated, that is, oxygen will be taken up and carbon dioxide will be released out. Okay, moving ahead, the second point which affect the rate of diffusion is the solubility of gases. As this is a fact that carbon dioxide is more soluble, that it is 20 to 25 times more soluble than oxygen. So the amount of carbon dioxide that can diffuse through any diffusion membrane per unit difference in partial pressure is much higher as compared to that of oxygen. Okay, then the third point is the thickness of membrane involved. So thickness, what does we mean by the thickness of membrane involved? We will understand this by the next diagram given in the NCERT book. So in diffusion membrane we have three major layers. The first one is the alveolar wall. It is 1 cell thick and made up of squamous epithelium. The second one in line is the basement substance present between the alveolar epithelium and the capillary endothelium. The third one is endothelium of the alveolar capillaries. These three majorly form the diffusion membrane. However, the total thickness is much less than a millimeter. So, for a good diffusion of any gases, it should have a good concentration or pressure gradient, it should have a good solubility and a thinner diffusion membrane. Okay, and all these factors in our body are favorable for diffusion of oxygen from alveolus to tissues and that of carbon dioxide from tissues to alveolus. Okay, in this last table we have summarized all the pressure gradient. This table is given in the NCERT book. It has shown that at what partial pressure the oxygen and carbon dioxide exist in at different levels, like what is the partial pressure in atmospheric air, alveolus, blood, oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, and tissues. This table is a must to do, and you have to mug up these values. So thank you. If you like my video, kindly like, share and subscribe my channel.